Hello, Guardians. Today, we will be covering how to complete the exotic mission Presage in Destiny 2. For those of you who don't know, this is how you get the exotic scout rifle, Dead Man's Tale. This mission isn't too bad, at least on normal difficulty. On Legend, I do believe that it is timed at 30 minutes, but for today, we'll be covering how to do it on normal. So feel free to play it slow. Don't ever feel the need in this mission to make silly mistakes because there is a lot of time for you to play this one through. There are only a few moments where you are required to move your ass, but aside from those moments, you should understand how to get Dead Man's Tale very well by the end of this video. As far as weapons go, you can play around with a lot here. There are close quarter sections with screebs, so bear that in mind. But there are also large open sections in this mission as well. Just be sure to have yourself some ranged weapons and some close range weapons, ones that you're comfortable with. You should be able to get through this. So, to start, head to your director screen and find the Legends page. From there, select the mission Presage. You'll load in with a little cutscene here and be dropped off at a ledge of sorts. You will want to make your way to the left, and this will entail a bit of a jumping puzzle. If you're playing with friends, and those of whom aren't too keen on the jumping puzzles, do not worry. Whoever's the best of these puzzles can proceed here with the video, and can actually save your friends a lot of sorrow. As I understand it, only one player needs to get through this section of the jumping puzzle, as ahead, as described in the video, as shown in the video. There will be a way for them to sit here at the ledge while you do all the hard work. So, for those of you who are doing all the hard work, just follow me on screen. We are now at a point in the game where we have the doorway mechanic, as I'm calling it. A lot of this mission's in between sections include a door switch mechanic, and then this flood hive sort of G Fuel pustule thing where you need to stand next to the cyst and shoot it to receive a buff. This buff is called Egregore Link. This buff is required for you to have in order to proceed past these burning doors. Once through the door, don't feel as though you are rushed to go anywhere. The buff is simply for you to be able to traverse through the burning door, not meant to be a speed run through the area thereafter. So, once again, recreate where I'm going on screen in your game, and let's move on to the next section. You will now be in this Star Wars garbage compactor. Pull the switch, and it will start closing in, as well as spawning some screebs on you. As the floor opens up, immediately start shooting these grates, or jump above them to find the power cores hidden beneath them. There are only 3 in this area, so move your ass a little bit. This is one of those times. You don't want to become a guardian pancake. All that's left here now is to find the grate that allows you to proceed further. Follow along on screen. Finally, we have our first ad encounter. Just clear these fools out. If the Ravengers give you a tough time, remember, you can just shoot their lanterns for a precision explosion. Once cleared, follow me. Here we now have an open ad encounter with shield dudes, zombie captains, and undead ogres. A lot of room for error here, kind of like the last room. You can play around with it. Just play your cover. If things get hairy with the Ravengers, keep moving, cover to cover. You should be fine. Now that the room is cleared out, you will need to head back out into space since the zombies here have no class and just love breathing space dust. This section can take a minute, so just pay close attention to what I'm doing and where I'm going here. This spooky hallway section shouldn't be treated as an endless nightmare. While there are screams, the actual pathway to the next section is fairly simple. We are now met at the final encounter with the Locus of Communion being our boss this evening at the Glycon. This boss encounter is fairly simple. First, clear ads and pump the boss to scare him off back to the candy store. Once that is done, there are 3 panels that need to be activated. This is also a 3-phase process, and will be done every phase, so find a rhythm and stick to it, as the candy store downstairs is not a joke. Personally, I like getting the sauna room done second, and you can tell it's the sauna room because there will always be an employee in here getting his sweat on. And we don't like that, so we commit unalive and hit the panel with our interact. Once all 3 panels have been activated, you can choose to drop down from either the right, the left, or the back. I realize that calling them left or right might be a little confusing. You can orient the room however you like. In my mind, the sauna room is the front, and the back is the middle drop. Below, here is the boss's big old candy store. He is fairly aggressive. Using stasis abilities or slowing perks will help greatly, as ads will pick at you, rush you, and maul at you while the boss is in your ghost freaking face, slamming the ground with ranged fire attacks. He will get stuck on his own eventually after slamming the ground. I'd find it best to worry about the ads first and then the boss. If you have a team here with you, it would be best to suit roles to each guardian based on who's bringing what to the candy store. You can use Lament as a team, Anarchy, Still Hunt, Kvastov, really anything here. Just make sure you have a DPS and ad clearing weapon. Y'all should be good. Once the boss is down by a third, get the upstairs. And then just rinse and repeat. And that's pretty much it. It's not that bad. And that, folks, is how you complete Presage. It's fairly simple, as I've said. And if you're running this on Legend, you may need a few warm-up takes to get it. But all in all, decent exotic mission. And with the Scout now being craftable, it's a nice have. As far as how different the mission is on Legend, at least the layout isn't any different like 0 Hour, and expect a video on 0 Hour soon for both normal and Legend. But as far as Presage goes, I understand that there are tougher enemies, and you will always be, as I believe, a 15 light disadvantage, no matter what you're running. Bear that in mind. As I said at the beginning of the video, there will be a 30-minute timer for Legend, so try to understand the traversal, the switches, and the blueberry popping sections to the best of your ability, because that will eat your time hard, and the only section you really need time in is the boss fight. That's it. That's all you need. Everything else, just speed run it as fast as possible. Once you can do this mission back to back to back to back, you could probably do it on Legend. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Expect a few more here in the next coming days. With 0 Hour coming out, I'm doing a guide on that, how to do it on Legend. The normal video will come out after the Legend. Presage, expect a Legend video on that either this week or next week. I don't know if it's in rotation next week, so we'll see there. The Nightfall video will also be coming out this week. Probably Thursday or Friday. There you have it. Thank you, Guardians, for watching. Cobra out.